Well, music just for me is just a salve. I mean, for me, it is like my therapy, my medicine, whatever relation you want to use. And I'm lucky enough that I have people all the time come to the store and they'll say, I'm here because I've had a really bad day. And this is like I'm coming here to kind of either blow off steam or find something to take home to enjoy, whatever it might be.
Was supposed to be a casual arrangement. Now I feel as though I'm constantly complaining.
Got started in music retail in 2006 when I got hired at the Record Exchange, which used to be kind of a regional music chain. But when we first opened, we were only 12 rows of product, 6 rows of new and 6 rows of used, and that was the entire store. It was very small. And so I honestly opened it thinking maybe we'll be in business a year or two, but I have to give it a shot. If it fails, at least I tried and I can move on to the next chapter of my life. But that was November of 2013, and we eclipsed 10 years a few months ago. So it's kind of shocking, honestly. Yeah, it's been quite an adventure. What I personally love about records, and of course have a big collection now, is there's the tactile side of it, of just being able to hold it, physically watch it play. Whereas a CD, you're putting it in a tray and then it kind of disappears. Cassette, sort of the same thing, but with the records, there's a connection that you're physically there with it, and you're like watching it play. But then more importantly, it really is the sound. A digital, whether it's a CD, Spotify stream, whatever, you're listening to a truncated version of what it is you're trying to listen to. So listening to an album either are discovering on vinyl or you're already familiar with, but getting to listen to on vinyl can be a whole different experience. Speaking of Winston-Salem music, Azazel was actually a Winston-Salem band back in, I'm not sure what year this music came out, I'd say probably early 2000s. They were like a Winston-Salem hardcore, metalcore band. And the lead singer actually brought these in for us. He had just got them repressed, so he brought them in, I guess, last week. This is what was actually playing when you guys first came in, but Dive, very shoegazy stuff. This is, speaking of my 3 albums from earlier, this is the other one I've listened to a ton lately, but so that's one of my favorites. As far as the music scene, I think it's incredibly important for the town to have a thriving music scene. Winston-Salem already tries to be very involved in the arts, and having grown up here, I've seen Winston-Salem have a thriving music scene, and even before my time, there was a really big music scene here, going back to the 80s and even like the late 70s with bands like Sneakers and Rittenhouse Square and all these bands that got, but I do find that we still get to be sort of a meeting place. Like we have plenty of local musicians who come in, of course. But then also we get to be a little bit of a bulletin board for them, like, using the front window with like posters and whatnot. People bring their flyers by, sometimes we'll promote stuff on social media. So we at least get to be a little bit of a voice for local music. So when I was in high school and ended up into my 20s, there was a place in town called Ziggy's that I've probably heard about. It was like legendary. Ziggy's went through a couple of different incarnations and kind of went away. They're kind of in High Point right now, sort of, kind of.
What's gonna happen?
There was definitely a period where it felt like there was really nowhere for local bands to, play and kind of learn their chops. They practice and then there was nowhere to play. You want Winston to have its own music scene. And I do think it's definitely bouncing back. So I think we're on the right trajectory. So there has been a thriving music scene here, which tells me there definitely can be again.